Hello everyone, welcome back to the Global Conflict News channel. Please subscribe my channel because what you are about to hear is one of the most dramatic turns in this war, a moment that reverberated not only through Russia but around the entire world. Explosions rocked Moscow as Ukrainian drones struck the very heart of the Russian capital, shattering the sense of safety in a city that for decades believed itself beyond the reach of war. Sirens blared through the streets, residents fled into underground shelters, the glow of fire painted the skyline, and the world watched in shock as the symbolism of this strike became clear. Russia's war is no longer just being fought on the front lines, but in the skies above its own capital. This was not simply an attack, it was a message, and in this review we will break down what these drones represent, analyzing their exterior, interior, performance, safety features, unique selling points, price, and ultimately the conclusion of what this strike means for the future of warfare. When we begin with the exterior of these drones, the first thing that stands out is their simplicity and stealth. Unlike the imposing bulk of tanks or fighter jets, drones are designed with minimalism in mind, stripped of excess and built only for efficiency. Their shapes vary from small propeller-driven craft resembling hobbyist drones to winged unmanned aircraft with aerodynamic profiles optimized for long-range travel. The exterior often uses composite materials, fiberglass, or even commercially available components, all aimed at reducing radar detection and keeping weight to a minimum. Some Ukrainian drones are camouflaged in muted grays to blend with the night sky, while others rely on their small size and low-altitude approach to remain invisible. The exterior design tells us about the philosophy behind these machines. They are not meant to intimidate visually but to deceive, to blend into the shadows, to appear as ordinary until they strike with extraordinary consequences. Their exterior embodies the principle of modern asymmetric warfare, where appearances are understated but effectiveness is immense. The interior, though compact, is the beating heart of these machines. Inside, space is carefully optimized to house lightweight navigation systems, gyroscopes, GPS modules, and small but effective warheads. Power systems are crammed into tight compartments, with batteries or fuel cells carefully balanced to maximize range without compromising payload. The warheads, though modest in size compared to conventional bombs, are sufficient to cause structural damage, spark fires, and spread psychological terror. Some drones use pre-programmed routes, while others can be adjusted mid-flight using satellite communications. The interior does not feature luxury or complexity, it is about function and survivability in the smallest possible form. Every inch is utilized for efficiency. This makes the interior short in description yet profound in impact. A deadly mix of circuits, explosives, and navigation designed to fulfill a mission with surgical precision. The performance of these drones is where their true power becomes undeniable. They may not roar like fighter jets or streak across the sky like missiles, but their persistence, adaptability, and endurance make them uniquely effective. Ukrainian drones have flown hundreds of kilometers across contested territory, evading advanced Russian air defenses, and striking symbolic targets within Moscow itself. Their speed is modest compared to supersonic weapons, but fast enough to complicate interception. Their ability to fly low and maneuver around terrain makes them extremely difficult to track. Some drones are capable of carrying multiple kilograms of explosives, enough to devastate infrastructure or ignite fuel depots. Performance is also measured in cost efficiency. Where Russia might fire multi-million-dollar interceptor missiles, Ukraine spends only thousands on a single drone. This imbalance gives drones a disproportionate strategic value. In Moscow, their performance was on full display, penetrating defenses, forcing panic, and proving that no city, no matter how fortified, is beyond their reach. Safety features in drones may sound ironic, but they exist, not to protect human pilots, since none are aboard, but to ensure mission completion. Some drones are built to self-destruct if compromised, preventing capture and reverse engineering. Others use redundant navigation systems, so if GPS signals are jammed, onboard inertial systems can take over. Certain models are designed to fly at extremely low altitudes, weaving through landscapes to stay off radar. Safety in this sense is about reliability, ensuring the weapon reaches its target or at least denies the enemy the ability to study it. Unlike traditional aircraft, drones do not need ejection seats, oxygen systems, or armored cockpits. Their safety is purely technical: resilience against jamming, redundancy in circuits, and the ability to complete missions even under hostile interference. This minimal but effective approach makes them more versatile and less vulnerable than many traditional platforms. The unique selling points of drones are what make them transformational in modern warfare. First is cost-effectiveness. With relatively small financial investment, drones can achieve outsized impact, forcing the enemy to expend massive resources in defense. Second is stealth and unpredictability. Drones are hard to detect, easy to disperse, and can come in swarms that saturate air defenses. Third is psychological warfare. The strikes on Moscow shattered the illusion of safety for civilians and elites alike, demonstrating that nowhere is truly secure. Fourth is flexibility. Drones can carry different payloads, from explosives to surveillance equipment, making them multi-purpose tools of both destruction and intelligence gathering. Lastly, their symbolic value is profound, representing the power of innovation over brute strength, and the ability of a smaller nation to challenge a superpower through clever engineering and determination. These selling points are what elevate drones beyond mere machines into icons of modern conflict. When we consider price, the disparity between investment and effect becomes even more staggering. A single Ukrainian drone can be built for as little as a few $1,000s, depending on its range and sophistication. Even advanced models cost only tens of thousands. Compare this to the Russian S-400 or Pantsir air defense systems, which require millions per unit and fire interceptors worth hundreds of thousands each time they attempt to shoot down a drone. The economics are lopsided. Ukraine spends little, Russia spends massively, yet the drones still often get through. Price also includes the intangible costs: panic among civilians, embarrassment for leadership, and the shattering of global perceptions of Russian invulnerability. The value proposition of drones is not just financial but strategic. They are cheap, effective, and capable of draining an adversary's resources while amplifying psychological effects. In conclusion, the explosions that rocked Moscow when Ukrainian drones struck were more than just loud booms in the night sky. They were the echo of a new era of warfare, where small machines redefined the battlefield. The exterior of the drones showed us their sleek efficiency, the interior revealed compact but deadly engineering, their performance demonstrated endurance and effectiveness, their safety features underscored reliability, their unique selling points highlighted asymmetry and psychological dominance, and their price proved the brilliance of cost-effective warfare. Together, these elements explain why drones are not merely weapons but game changers, tools that shift not only tactics but entire strategies. Moscow's firestorm is a symbol that even the mightiest capitals are vulnerable in this age of unmanned warfare. For Russia, it is a humiliation; for Ukraine, a message of resilience; for the world, a warning that the future of war is small, silent, and devastating. The war is no longer just about tanks and missiles, it is about innovation, cost efficiency, and psychological impact. And as the smoke clears over Moscow, the lesson is undeniable: the drone has become the weapon of the century.